Alright, hi everybody. I have another video, another review. It is Reign Season 2. Let me think. So I did say I have a once review. I mean, not a review, I meant a once haul. I don't know if I'll do it tonight or if I might do it tomorrow. I just want to see. Actually, I'm getting another headache, but that's because my dad painted the bathroom and the smell is really, really strong. I think that's what's giving me the headache. So I don't know if I want to do another video. I just want to get this one done because I just finished it last night and I want to get it done while I can remember everything. So let's go ahead and get started. Season 2 picks up at the end of Season 1. Francis has been crowned King of France, and Henry was killed off by Francis, and it kind of picks up from there, and we see kind of the struggles between Mary and Francis as they move forward as King and Queen of France. There are a lot of people, particularly a lord named Narcisse, that wants to take advantage of this young king, and because of that, it causes a lot of problems, particularly with the Protestant groups in France. And of course, this leads to a Protestant revolt, and a lot of Protestants attacking Catholics and Catholics attacking Protestants, so on and so forth. I had no idea that actually happened in France in particular during his reign. Like I've mentioned before, I know probably more about Henry VIII and Elizabeth, who does appear at the very end of this season and is often mentioned in the show in season 1 and in this season. She will be a main character in the next season. She's actually on the cover right here on the bottom. There's Elizabeth right there, and Mary. I probably know more about her reign, and obviously there was a lot of turmoil between Catholics and Protestants in England, so I'm going to assume that that's probably accurate in France as well. It created a lot of drama, and one of the things that they did was they had a Protestant man rape Mary during an attack on the castle. That caused, in my opinion, unnecessary drama between Mary and Francis, and led to her having an affair with his cousin Louis Conde, which has no fact in history. I actually looked this up because I was very curious. Mary was never raped in French court. She was, I guess, raped by a man that she married in Scotland after her marriage to Francis ended because he had died. And then also there was no proof of an affair with Conde. I mean, back then, queens really couldn't have affairs like that. Kings could, but not queens. As they mentioned, she would have been beheaded for adultery. So I feel like it created unnecessary drama between Francis and Mary because they're portraying these two people as this epic love story. And I feel like by doing that rape plot and having her affair with Conde, it takes away from that idea and storyline that they were going for in season 1. Particularly since we learn that he's sick and that he's dying in the end. And of course, when you look up Francis in history, you learn that he really did die at a young age, and I feel like they should have just had them be united front, be in love with each other, and then not done the Conde storyline, because it took away from their love story, in my opinion. I did enjoy Conde at first. I liked that he was working with Francis to stop, or to, I guess, put out the fires of the Protestant revolts because he ended up coming out as a Protestant, although I guess he kind of became one, even though in the beginning he's Catholic. He became one because of Mary. Because Mary was like, we need a Protestant leader to come forward and, you know, show that they're in support of the king. And that's kind of how he did it. So I don't even think he's actually really Protestant. And see, I don't think they had him officially convert. So, but I don't know. I guess he did somehow. But yeah, and another thing is, I forgot to mention in season 1, the show does have a supernatural element. There's a lot of pagan practices that, let's see, what am I trying to say? There's a lot of pagan practices that actually work, I guess. There's like a healer in this season, and she heals Bash and is able to save him from dying, which we know in reality she probably was a very skilled healer and didn't actually heal him. He probably just had a really bad wound that was, you know, able to be healed, not something that was going to kill him. But, you know, it's a liberty they're taking with this show, is actually having that supernatural element. There was even ghosts, like Catherine was being haunted by her twin daughters and Henry, and I mean, even Francis was being haunted by Henry. And, you know, in reality, we don't know if ghosts truly exist or not. So again, this show takes not just historical liberties, but liberties with the supernatural and having that be real in the show. I mean, did they believe in that stuff back then? Absolutely. That, you know, that probably was a belief of many people back then. But it being presented as real and like fact is, you know, something that the writers are choosing to do. I don't mind it so much. I mean, it makes the show interesting. But like I said, the only thing I have to complain about is the rape drama and the Conde affair, because I felt like it took away from the love story of Francis and Mary, and it also made Mary, to me, seem very like wishy-washy. Like, one minute she wants Francis, and then she wants Conde, and can't decide who to be with, and then in the end she picks Francis anyways. So it's like, oh goodness, unnecessary drama. The only person that I felt was consistent throughout the entire season was Catherine de Medici. She was pretty much the character we saw in season 1, and she pretty much stayed the same in season 2. And what else? Let me think. That's mostly what I have to say. Oh, they had in season 1 Kenna and Bash get married. Like, Henry forces them to get married. I liked them as a couple, and then they broke them up. Again, they created this unnecessary drama between the couple, and I was like, I liked them together. I wanted them to stay together. I think they're two characters that I don't think actually really existed in history. I think they're made up for the show. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure Mary had ladies in waiting, but I don't think they were, you know, like Lola and Greer and Kenna type of thing. I think those are storylines that were just created for the show, but I could be wrong. And then my favorite character this season ended up being Lola. I thought she was the smartest one out of the entire group. She knew what's up, and I'm like, people should have just listened to her. I'm just saying, like, she knew what was going on. Like, they should have listened to her, but they didn't, and that made me mad. And I thought Anna Popplewell, who plays Lola, did great this season. I do think the acting is still really good, by the way. It's just, there's all those unnecessary plots that created drama, frustrated me so. And I'm gonna probably say this is probably my least favorite season of Reign so far, and I haven't even finished the show. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, like I said, the acting is pretty good. I mentioned the costumes in season 1. They're still very much that same like, I don't know if they're 100% accurate to that time period, or if they're just kind of doing whatever they want, and it looks like it's from that time period, so they're gonna go with it.